Hey everybody, thank you for joining me today. So today's video we're going to be doing this sketch here from Card TV Blogspot, and it's really a simple layout, but you can definitely mass produce this depending on the card collection that you're using. So before we get started, I'm going to do some stamping, and I'm just going to use my Misty tool, and I'm inking up with the Versaclear Nocturnal ink. And real quick, I'm going to try and start doing this in the beginning of the videos, but if you haven't subscribed already, please hit that subscribe button and hit the little notification bell so that way you'll get alerts whenever I upload a new video. All right, so I'm just making sure that I have the oval in the right spot so that way the happy birthday will land right in the center. And then I saw Amy R using a dry erase eraser for like the dry erase boards to press down, and you can actually find them pretty cheap right on Amazon. So I got one, and it has been a game changer because it just allows you to put a little bit more pressure without really like hurting your wrist or anything like that. So our pattern paper is 4 by 5 1/4, and then the strip here is, I want to say it's 1 inch, and I made it by 5 1/4, so that way it would go from edge to edge of the pattern paper. I'm just trying to eyeball it as close to the center as possible. And then for this one, I decided to use, I'm still using the Love from Lizzie peel offs, but this one is more of an iridescent. So it's pink and it has like a little bit of a glitter to it, but it's also a little translucent, if that makes sense. I don't use it that often, but I just figured on this, it would just give it a little something something in person. When you look at the card, you would have a little bit of sparkle that wasn't just too much. It wasn't taken away from the paper itself. Okay, so I'm going to put the scraps back on place, and you can see it just gives it a little twinge of sparkle. And then we're going to go ahead and attach this to our matte paper, which is 4 1/4. Nope, it's 4 1/8 by 5 3/8. And we're going to attach that. And if this is your first time joining me on the video, I use wet glue and ATG tape, or wet glue and my tape runner, because it gives me just a few moments where I can peel it apart and not have to worry about damaging the cardstock. So it just gives you that little bit of time to be able to wiggle your card around, which should definitely be beneficial. Instead of, there's nothing worse than doing all this work or putting something together and then tearing up the card and having to start over. That is not fun. So trust me with the wet glue and the tape runner. Okay, so here's our oval sentiment. I'm grabbing some foam tape, and I'm just gonna put some at the top and the bottom, keep it really simple. And then before I press it down, I'm just going to make sure I got it as even as possible, and I'm lifting wherever it needs to, and then I'm going to press. Once you press it down, like, it's not coming back up. It really isn't. Now on this one, initially I was going to use some of these little sequins. They're like little flower shapes, but it actually blended in a little too much. And I was like, you know what? Let me try these. They, in the jar, have more of a peachy tone. But when I put them on the pattern paper, it seemed to pull out the pink. It's one of those interesting things. So I would always just double check your stash. On these particular cards, I'm using the sequins, and I'm trying to do a small, medium, and large, like going down at the top and on this bottom little portion. And then I'm also going to put a few outside of the oval on opposite ends of the cards. And at first I was thinking, okay, keep in mind odd numbers. And then I think after a while, I don't even know what I ended up with, but because I can't keep it simple, you know what I mean, where it's like 5 or, you know, a small number. I gotta go for, let me see, I got 3 over here. Oh, there is a 4th one. So I did 1, 2, 3, 9. I did 13 in sequence. It's a sickness. I'm sorry. I don't know if you guys have ever played with sequins or gems or anything like that, but sometimes it's a bit addicting, and you just keep adding them on and adding them on. Like, these were so subtle. Like, I probably could have put them all over the entire card front, and unless you were holding it up like close to your face, you wouldn't really be able to see. They kind of like blend in. Yeah. And then once I put that on, I'm going to put a little bit of drops on the inside. And then on this one, I used gems. I got those from, is it Pink Fresh? I think it's Pink Fresh Studio. They have 2 different types of gems you can get. And I just grabbed the pink ones from the collection I have to decorate in the same similar areas as I did on the pink one. So you could do it a couple of different ways, and it turns out super cute. All right, you guys. So thank you so much for joining me. Like I said before, make sure you hit the like, subscribe, and share button. And definitely leave a comment down below. I appreciate y'all's comments, and I do read them and try to make sure I comment to each one as well. And keep an eye out for our next video. And you guys have a great weekend.